First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahawashi, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahawashi, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at GMS who teach this word in truth and sincerity, and all the other camps and companies who rule well and teach likewise doctrine. So today's lesson is titled YAHAWASHI Built Us, Idols Killed Us. Excuse me. So I want to start off at Genesis 1 verses 26 and 27. So let me say it again. Genesis chapter 1 verses 26, 27. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So that term for God, when you look it up, that is Elohim. So that wasn't Yahweh himself, which is the Father, but that was his creatures, his first creations that helped create it. That word Elohim goes into the powers. So what is the powers? The powers are the angels, starting with YAHAWASHI, who was God's first creation, Yahweh. So, and then all the other dominion of angels through the hierarchy, starting with YAHAWASHI and below, helped create this world. Everything that we see, everything that we live in, feel, smell, breathe, it's the same thing, but YAHAWASHI helped create that through the blueprint that his Father gave us. So that word goes into powers, Elohim. Okay. Just wanted to, because right now we're going to kind of stay in some of these first books just so I could get to this point that I'm trying to make. So my second precept, I want to hit Genesis 26, 11 and 13. And this video is going to be kind of a little lengthy, but I really just want to hit all of these scriptures kind of fast and make my point. Okay, so this is Genesis 17 and 7. I apologize. Genesis 17 and 7. Salaki, bear with me. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 17, verse 7. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. So this is an establishment of the covenant, because all I want to do is establish that YAHAWASHI built us, because he built all of the nations, but I'm talking more so through the nation of Israel is whom he established his covenant with. And so to furthermore prove that, after our let me reread 17 and 7 from Genesis. I'm going to start at verse 7 again. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee. And who is me and thee? Me is the God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi. And thee is us. Okay? Israel. But right now he's talking to Abraham. This is who he's talking to. My covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee. So we're talking about his descendants also. in their generations for an everlasting covenant to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. Okay. So we got that part established, but let me jump down to 19. Because we were at 7, so let me jump down to 19. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant with and with his seed after him. Okay, so we know Abraham had also a son named Ishmael, but who was through Sarah's handmaid Hagar. But that wasn't who the covenant was going to be through. It was going to be through, like how we read in chapter 19, verse 19, Salakim. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Okay, so this, we being built up through Abraham. Okay, and then in 19 it says Isaac. All right, so Salaki, bear with me. I want to hit my next precept real fast. Okay. So I want to go to Genesis 26, 11, 13, because I'm trying to build this foundation. Genesis 26, Genesis 26, 11 through 13, okay? And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, he that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year an hundredfold, and the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great and went forward and grew until he became very great. Okay, so the Lord established this covenant with Isaac, that his seed is going to be great, all right? With Isaac and his father Abraham. So Abraham waxed great in that land. His seed's going to wax great. So this is the building up of his people that has been established since the foundations of the earth. All right, so okay, let me hit Genesis 27. Because I wanna reveal something else. I'm pretty sure a lot of you people already know that, but to the to the people that's new to this walk, we're gonna go into these things just for edification. So this is Genesis 27, and I'm gonna start at verse 26. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting. Okay? So we know that story about Jacob supposedly supplanting the blessing from Esau, but the whole point that I'm trying to make is Jacob received that blessing, which comes with the birthright, which is the whole point I'm trying to establish in building this foundation that YAHAWASHI built us. Because these blessings came from on high, and they were about rulership and establishing dominion upon the earth. All right, so okay, so now that we got the blessing that had already been established from Abraham, and now we see Isaac gave Jacob that blessing. So let me get let me go into Genesis 28, 10 and 7 to expound on that furthermore. All right, Salakim. Let me this is Genesis 28, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haram, and he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angel of God ascended and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, God of Abraham thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land, for I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. And Jacob awake out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord, YAHAWASHI, is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. Okay? This is the house of God and the gate of heaven. And this was given unto Jacob. And to further solidify the blessing that his father Isaac had gave him, YAHAWASHI himself appeared to him in a dream after his father sent him away and told him he would give him this place. And he woke up and realized, hey, this is heaven right here. He has been established in heaven, his name, him and his seed's name. So don't let all you, the Christians or whoever put stumbling blocks forth to my people saying salvation is for everybody when it is only established with Jacob. All right. So this is YAHAWASHI built us and idols killed us. So I want to get into Genesis 35 and 10, because I have quite a few precepts that I just want to hit. So this is Genesis 35, and I'm gonna start at and this is 10. Genesis 35 and 10. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. Okay, so what is the significance of Israel? Okay, because Yahweh, Jacob, when you go into that definition of his name in the Paleo Hebrew, it goes into supplanter. Just like how Esau supposedly blamed Jacob for supplanting him of his blessing and his birthright, when it is stated that Esau sold his birthright to him, which came with the blessing, but YAHAWASHI himself turned Jacob's name into Israel, which in the Paleo Hebrew was Yasharallah, which loosely translates to Prince of Power which goes back to that blessing and to that dream where he woke up and he said, hey, this is the gates of heaven. And his name is written on it because he is the Prince of Power of the of Allahayim, of YAHAWASHI himself, giving that blessing from on high. Okay, so this is YAHAWASHI built us and idols killed us. And I'm just building and building, through the spirit to show that YAHAWASHI built us up. All right, so I want to get to this one in Deuteronomy 6. So bear with me while I get here. This is Deuteronomy 6:3. Excuse me. Deuteronomy 6:3. Slacky. All right, here we go. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 3. Hear therefore, O Israel. Okay, we already established that it's Jacob. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord, YAHAWASHI, of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Okay, so this is what the Lord is establishing to us. Hey, do well so you can be established in the covenant. Do well so you can be established in the covenant. All right. And what else is part of this covenant? Let's go to Second Esdras. Let's go to Second Esdras 8. And we're going to find out. Okay. This is Second Esdras 8. And I'm going to start at 51. Because this is a beautiful scripture right here. But understand. So once again, Salakim, this is Second Esdras chapter 8. And I'm starting at verse 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. Okay? For unto you is paradise opened. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. So this goes back to the dream that Jacob had before his name got even changed to Israel. And when we read this in Second Esdras chapter 8, 51 and 52, this is only for Jacob, Yasharallah, through his father Isaac, through his father Abraham, were these promises established. So let me read that once again. Second Esdras chapter 8, verse 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. That means you don't have to search it out in trying to gather hands with these heathen nations, because it's not for them. So you have to search it out with such as be like thee. And I'm not talking about in wickedness, because we're searching out glory. So if you're righteous, you have to search out the same glory of like-minded people, okay? For this is verse 52. For unto you is paradise opened. We talking paradise. The tree of life is planted. That's everlasting life. The time to come is prepared. Yes, because that age is coming right now. It's coming right now. We're living in the end times. If you can't see it, if you don't have eyes to see it or nor ears to hear, you can't receive it, then you gotta, I don't know. You just gotta pray. Plenteousness is made ready. Yes, we talking about flowing with milk and honey in abundance. A city is builded. This is like going back into that dream that he had. It's already prepared, and rest is allowed. Now you don't get no damn rest in this Esau's kingdom. So you have to Yasharali, you have to wait for the which is already established, but we gotta wait for it to manifest here on earth, the kingdom of heaven, okay? Where rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. And that's what we searching out for. That's what we have already established for us. That's how YAHAWASHI built us up. You feel me? All right. So I have another precept I want to hit. Bear with me. Just to go back into our people and how we've been built up, let me go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, and I'm starting at verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord YAHAWASHI have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, he hath the Lord bought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Okay? So this entails our first captivity in Egypt, and this is gonna also entail this captivity that we are here in America, which is spiritually Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah and Babylon. All right? So, bear with me. Let me hit Deuteronomy 31 and 20. Salaki, bear with me. Deuteronomy 31 and 20. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant. Okay, so now I'm getting into the idols killing us. Because YAHAWASHI built us and these idols killed us. So this is what a prophecy, spoken of in that day that was going to come. Because he knew once he gave them all a goodness and abundance that they would forget. And who is they? I'm talking about Yasharala, the Israelites. All 12 tribes will forget their power because they have waxing good and they were no longer struggling. All right. So let me reiterate that. Deuteronomy 31, chapter 31, verse 20. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant. And let me go down to 21. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness
For it shall not be forgotten out of the mouth of their seed, for I know their imagination which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. So yeah, man, Jake be going off. That's all that's in their heart is folly. But once the remnant get bought into that land of milk and honey, from this spiritual Egypt, we won't be able to go off like that. And the remnant that saved is gonna be held blameless, so they won't have that have any deceitful thoughts about trying to get into the kingdom. All right, so let me hit this another precept that I want to hit. Because that was just concerning Israel turning to idols after they received their land allotment. Now let me go into Exodus 22 and 20. Let me see. All right, this is Exodus chapter 22, verse 20. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it with fire. I don't think I wanted that. Let me see. Oh, Salaki, I'm in chapter 30. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, this is Exodus chapter 22 and 20. He that sacrifice unto any god save unto the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Okay, let me say that again. This is Exodus chapter 22, verse 20. He that sacrificeth unto any god, save unto the Lord only, he shall be destroyed. And Jake wonder why we are in the position that we are in as a people. I don't care if you got a good job, you still gotta wake up and be a slave to someone else, okay? Even if you do work for yourself, you still under the curses. Even if you are, you might have some type of status in the society, but you still look around and you see your people for the most part at the bottom. And it is because, let me say this again, Exodus chapter 22, verse 20. He that sacrificeth unto any god, save unto the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. All right. All right, so I want to go hit Proverbs 21:26 because that's an edifying scripture. Let me see. Proverbs 21 and 16, Salakia. Because it goes, along with this, he who sacrifices unto God, any other God except YAHAWASHI shall be utterly destroyed. So this is Proverbs chapter 21, 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Okay? So what is the understanding? The understanding is the knowledge of YAHAWASHI and his laws, statutes, and commandments and his word. So, we have wandered out of the way and we have been destroyed. We have been destroyed as a people. How have we been destroyed? Most of you still call one another black, brown. You calling each other by colors. You don't even know that you're Yasharala. You don't even know that you're princes and princesses of the living power. A nation of kings and priests and princesses and princes and queens. Come on.
All y'all is niggas, spics, tontos. You living in ghettos, barrios, reservations, and you completely destroyed. And you don't even know who your enemies are. So that's what really makes you destroyed. You think your enemy is the person, the same person that you call brother and sister. All right. So we're gonna get to it's Deuteronomy 28, because there's a whole lot of curses in there. It tells us the penalties for going off. You know, this is YAHAWASHI built us idols, killed us. So I want to start at this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I'm gonna start at 15 because these are the curses. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket in the store. Come on now. Cursed in the city and cursed in the field, that's us. Cursed is the basket in our store. Now, in these days, tell me how many of you Jakes is going to the store and filling up the grocery basket. How many? Take damn near $500 nowadays just to fill up a damn grocery basket. You know, depending on what you buy. All right. So, cursed shall thy basket be in thy store, because a lot of us are living in poverty, below the poverty line. All right. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. Okay, now that's going into your children, your children's children, but that's also going into these diseases. You know, you suffering from cancer, high blood pressure, because you eating all of these things because you have forgot your Lord and power. You have forgot his statutes and commandments. So you eating all of these things that kill you and cause disease and not desolation, but what is the other word for that? Pestilence. Causes pestilences within your body. Okay, and I'm continue at verse 19 or verse 18. Salakim. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto. Now, come on, now you tell me when even Jake had even if Jake have a country now, he don't own it. He got to go by Esau's rules and regulations and every power that's over him. Okay, so that's an example of that's an example of thou shalt be cursed when thou goest in and goest out, and the Lord shall send upon thee cursings, vexations, and rebukes in all that thou settest thine hand unto, for to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with an inflammation and with an extreme burning and with a sword and with blasting and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. What is they shall pursue thee until thou perish? We're talking about these cursings.
this curse shall pursue us, which we are under the curses right now. And Jake just don't get it. And Jake don't understand because he went out the way from his power. And that's why he's in a curse. That's why he's among the congregation of the dead. That's why he's utterly destroyed, because he went from his power. Okay. So I just wanted to establish that in Deuteronomy 28. If anybody wants to go into more of the curses, if they weren't believers, you can read more of that in Deuteronomy chapter 28. But for time's sake, I'm gonna hit my next precept. Okay. So let me go into Judges 3:12. Okay, this is Judges chapter 3, verse 12. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done evil in the sight of the Lord. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek, and went and smote Israel, and possessed the city of palm trees. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years. So we see this again, and just like in this in these few verses, we have to serve this is talking about the book of Judges, okay? But even again, this is so, because who do we serve? And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek. These are the same damn people today, are ancient enemies that gather themselves together against us to try to destroy us. So these are the peoples that the Lord used every time we go off. And why did this happen here in Judges? Because they went off. Why is it happening now? Because we went off. And who's part of this? These same damn people. Moab, Amalek, Ammonites. Always been, because they dwelt in the surrounding areas that we dwelt in. So naturally, their jealousies would make us our enemies. So even today, there are enemies, okay? And even to go into that, let's get Psalms 83, 1 and 8. 1 through 8. Okay? This is Psalms chapter 83, and I'm going to start at 1. Okay, I'm going to start at this Psalms 83. I'm going to start at 1. Keep not thou silence, O YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up thy head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Okay? Who are the hidden ones? You blacks, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, and all you others scattered among the other nations. You're hidden, because that's what you're being called by right now today. You're being called by these false narratives to hide who you are and to hide who the enemy is. All right. That's why they have consulted and taken crafty counsel against thy hidden ones. Okay, now we're going to continue at 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Yeah, you don't know your name. You don't know that you're Yasharallah. because you think that you're black, African American, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cherokee, whatever the case be, Blackfoot, Indian. You might even think you might be in the tribe of the Negritos, but you might call yourself Filipino. You might call yourself by any other of these other nations, but you are Israel. All right, because they have came together and tried to cut you off from being a nation, which goes back to Proverbs, where it says those that wander from understanding remained in the congregation of the dead. You are dead because you don't know who you are, okay? And you don't know your power source. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gibal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistine with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot, Selah. Okay? So just like how we read back in Judges, it said Amalek, Moab, and Ammon formed together. Okay, now here in Psalms 83, it says all of those nations and more, and this is an end time prophecy of how the children of Israel will lose their identity, okay, and start calling one another by those fictitious names such as black, Indians, Native Americans, Latinos. All right. So this is stated in Psalms 83 how we lost our heritage. And just like those last two precepts I gave you, if you go off from following your power, you are dead and you will be destroyed and devoured. And this is how so. All right. So, and all of these, even today, these people are gathered against you to destroy you. Especially Edom. And they talking about they want 100 million. They want 100 million pricks in people's arms. They're trying to destroy you. They're trying to push poison into your biceps and call it a jab. Yeah, they trying to hit you with a left and a right hook. Ones and twos, they trying to knock you out. They trying to knock you out of your inheritance. All right. So let's go to Psalms 97. And I'm going to start at verse. It's Psalms 97, and I'm going to start at 7. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols, worship him all ye gods. All right, confounded. What is confounded? Confounded means confused. Confounded means to be in a straight, in just confusion, being bewildered. And that's what our people are today. They are confused and bewildered, because this society has taught them what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right, And like how I just went into, they don't even know themselves. They don't even know who they are, and they don't even know who their power is. And that's why they are at the bottom. They are the tail and not the head, because let me read it again here in Psalms 97 and 7. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols, worship him all ye gods. Okay, and just like a lot of jakes today are even confused because they're serving. What are they serving? They don't know YAHAWASHI, which Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, and YAHWASHI is his son. But what do they call on? Jesus. And when you even ask these people what sin is, they don't even know. They don't even know simple things. I had a conversation with a Christian, and just because she said, is it in Philippians, I believe, money answereth all things, or whatever the case be, I had to tell her, look, she was confused. Money doesn't. Matter of fact, money solveth all things. Money solveth all things. No, money does not solve all things. Money is just a defense, which it says in the same chapter, I believe. But I'm just rambling. But I'm trying to get to my point where people, even the most, which should be common sense, is not common to these people because they're serving idols. They're serving idols, so now they're just in a confused and a dead state. And a lot of these jakes, you know, which is their lot is already slated to be the 2/3. They're just not gonna wake up, you know. So let me hit my next precept. In Isaiah 19, in Isaiah 19. Okay, this is Isaiah 19, and I'm going to start at 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against the city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Okay, I more so wanted to harp on this verse 3. And the spirits of Egypt shall fail in the midst of there, and I will destroy the counsel of the counsels thereof. And they should, okay, because now we see America, which is spiritually Egypt. Look on your dollar, on the back of your dollar bill if you don't recognize. And they shall seek to the idols. What are they seeking to the idols to do now? Okay, you got people like Tyler Perry, Run DMC, all of these celebrities, which are people's idols. People idolize them. What are they trying to go get our people to do now? What are they trying to go get our people to do now? They're trying to go get our people to get maxed out, to get that maxination. And they know it's evil, okay? That's why their counsel shall fail, and they shall be destroyed right along with Egypt, okay? And you got a lot of simple jakes that's out here that's gonna listen to these celebrities because that's their idols. That's who their God is. That's who they think about more than their actual living power. All right. So, you know, just like in Psalms 97, it says 97:7, confounded be they that serve idols. And you gonna be fucking stuck on stupid if you go do what these people are telling you to do. You know, and you, even if you don't have any knowledge of these scriptures, you have history to look back at to tell you that when these people try to put these things in you, to try to insert whatever in you, that 99.9% of the time is poison and is death. All right, so like it says, confounded be they that serve idols. All right, so let me get into want to hit this precept in Galatians. Okay, this is Galatians. I'm gonna start chapter 5, and I'm gonna start at 17. So this is Galatians chapter 5, starting at 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and they are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Alright? They shall not inherit the kingdom. Those who do envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, idolatry, which is idolatry is the main thing because Yahawashi built us and idols killed us, all right? And they killing you right now. Witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, all right? Fornications, uncleanness, lasciviousness, all right? So all of those people who live within the within the flesh, you know, shall not inherit the kingdom of heaven. So also I want to go to 23, 22, you know, because I want to the fruits of the spirit, okay? So these are the opposite. So this is how we got to operate in 22 and 23, okay? But the fruit of the spirit, this is the same Galatians 5. I'm just starting at 22 now. But the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Okay, that's how we want to operate. This is how we get built up by Yahawashi. But when we operating in the flesh, that's serving idols. All right. And to go more in depth to that, you know, I'm gonna go to Colossians 3 and 5 because this is gonna back up what I just mentioned. Okay. Bear with me. Colossians 3 and 5. All right. Okay, this is Colossians 3. Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience. Okay, so I looked up some of these words. Mortify, okay? So it says, mortify therefore your members, all right? So mortify your members means subdue your members. Have discipline, okay? Have discipline, okay? Which are upon the earth, okay? Mortify, have discipline. From what? From fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affections, evil concupiscence, okay? And I had to look up concupiscence, which is a strong sexual desire and a lust. So mortify that. Inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. So all of these is idolatry. Okay, so that's why I wanted to just get more into that. So whenever we are guilty of these things, we are practicing idolatry and are not fit for the kingdom of heaven. And I understand people's flesh is weak, but we have to strengthen ourselves within Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. You know. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? Let me go to 2 Peter 3 and 11. What do we do? So right here, this is 2 Peter chapter 3. Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversations and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherewith dwelleth righteousness. Okay, that's how we should be. In all holy conversations. All right, seeing that all these things be dissolved, that this fire is coming on the earth. All right, so we all know about some of the histories where Yahawashi built us. So this is how Yahawashi, we get built up by Yahawashi. We being in all holy conversations, seeking unto the people of our glory. Be likewise, roughly paraphrasing Esdras, 2nd Esdras chapter 8, 51 and 52. And this is how we get built up, trying to stay out of the idolatries. We using the true name, because that heathen name Jesus Christ, that's still associated with that picture of Serapis Christus. That's engaged in your mind. Whenever you hear Jesus Christ, you see that white devil, Serapis Christus, and Caesar Bourgeois. So we use Yahweh, which is and Yahawashi. Yahawashi is the name of the Son, and Yahweh is the name of the Father. Yahweh is he who exists. Yahawashi is he who delivers, he who saves. Okay, and we already know the histories. Where he built us up. He built up Solomon's temple. The rebuilding of Solomon's temple in Nehemiah, but like I went back in 2nd Esdras 8, 51 and 2, there is a place built it up already, plenteousness. A city is built it, where rest is allowed. Okay, so I just kind of want to hit these last few scriptures, and I'm gonna end it there. So I'm gonna go to Amos 5 and 14. And go to Amos 5 and 14. All right, here we go. Amos chapter 5, verse 14. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord, YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Okay? Who was that remnant of Joseph? Joseph has the birthright, so he's talking about Yasharala, Israel. All right? So I want to hit this, also hit this real quick, and it's Ephesians 5. This is Ephesians 5, and I think I want to start at 1. All right, Ephesians 5. Be ye therefore followers of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI as dear children, and walk in love as Yahawashi also have loved us, and have given himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to Yahweh for a sweet smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named amongst you, as becometh saints. Okay, so that's how we want to operate. We don't want covetousness, uncleanness, and fornications to even be mentioned amongst us. We want to be as saints. All right. I want to hit one more. Scripture. Then I'm gonna close it out through the Spirit. And this is gonna be 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 9. Okay. So once again, it's 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yahweh Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI hath prepared for them that love him. All right. So with that, hopefully, Adawan Ratazah, this lesson was edifying. And Kahala, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Wa Abba Baba, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.